Hey guys, Garrulous Monitoring here. It is hot in the Houston area right now. I am sweating up a storm. But anyway, so random thought of the day. I'm an online English second language teacher, and the website I work off of is a website called italki.com. I call it italki.com, but whatever. And everybody I read about, being an online English second language teacher was talking about, this site and this site and this site. And almost unanimously, the one website that everybody talks about being the best is italki.com. And I wondered about why that was. And so some time ago, I had applied to another website called Verbling.com and another popular website called VerbalPlanet.com. And I looked on them and I realized that the reason that these sites are bad compared to italki is italki gives you so much freedom that the information is user generated. It's not generated by the websites or the web hosts. Because when I signed on to Verbling.com, I was there was an exclusionary clause in the website that stipulates that anything I do, I'm not allowed to share my email. I'm not allowed to correspond with these people outside of Verbling. I'm not allowed to to converse with them in any, as far as I could glean from the information. You can't do anything with them off of the Verbling website, and even then only in a lesson format. And that's choking me. Like that's the boss at your job who's constantly looking over your shoulder to make sure that you're following all the rules. And it's nerve-wracking, and you're so afraid of having a tiptoe everywhere that you can't focus on your work, and so it's stressful. And so I didn't even bother filling out a profile on Verbling.com. And then the other one was VerbalPlanet.com. And in VerbalPlanet was similar. They didn't have an exclusionary clause. However, what they did have is they didn't have a way for users to generate their own content. And I'm not talking about teachers here. I'm talking about students. There was no like forums for students to go to, as far as I could see. There was no way for students to communicate with each other in a very insightful and easy way. And not only that, but the screening process for the teachers was also fairly poor. As when I signed up for it, they didn't. They told me that they looked at my profile and then didn't accept me because my profile didn't seem up to snuff, despite the fact that I've got over 800 hours of teaching experience online and 2 years of teaching experience in person. And so so the ability to critique teachers is also poor. When a web host is incapable of screening teachers effectively, and when there's no means of the students or the users to generate their own content or to screen the teachers for themselves, in a way that allows for more teachers to come in, then it's bad, and there's not enough money in there. Now, I can speculate as to why they would do this. And the reason I think that Verbling and VerbalPlanet would do this is they want to generate content that that is sort of pumped up outside of free market ideals. And I can see why they would want to do this, because comparatively speaking, the prices on italki are far, far lower than the prices on Verbling or on VerbalPlanet. And the reason for this, I'm sure, is because Verbling.com has exclusionary clauses in the contract that you sign when you sign up for the website, and VerbalPlanet has a terrible screening process for teachers that is meant to, in a way, weed out bad teachers so that you only have good teachers. So that way, it artificially boosts the amount of money that these teachers make. Now, I can understand that. I get that. But the total amount of money those websites make is very poor compared to italki. Italki just has so many more teachers and so many more options that it's really, even though the administrative tasks and the website layout, the interface of italki is actually kind of crappy, but the accessibility is just so big that I can't imagine teaching on any other website. And so anyway, so that's my random thought. You guys let me know what you think. If you think Verbling and VerbalPlanet are better for one reason or another, please let me know down below. I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are on that. But as for me, I can't imagine teaching anywhere other than italki. So those are my random thoughts of the day. So so now what I'm going to do is I've got a 4.5-hour break until my next session. So I'm probably going to work some more on my book to get it published. Hopefully. So I'll work on that and I'll let you guys know how that goes.